Hello, my name is Noel Hajjaksasson, and here is a quick study in how the weird and worrisome Western writers on modern show design female characters. So let us take a closer look at her design elements and character traits and how endemic they are to modern writing. Since I am an artist, I will just draw up some concept art first. First of all, we need muscles. She needs to be swollen and a bit buff. So let's add some serious biceps because a strong woman need no man and should be able to bench lift a car. Naturally, the next step is to add basic brown and boring outfit, akin to a Dungeons and Dragons rogue, which means mostly leather. Now we have to add a chest plate and squash her boobs. We cannot have those on display, not even cleavage. After all, the female body is something to be hidden and suppressed. It can lead to young girls down a path of thin and insult-depressed full-time Twitter residents of the feminist persuasion. Since we're going with the scoundrel approach, the next step is belts. Lots and lots of belts, for no apparent reason. And especially a scabbard in the back is a must, because it is easy to draw and pisses off medieval enthusiasts on the web. Oh, and speaking of tanned hides, we need a lot of brown before we're through. Naturally, the most defining feature of any character is the face. First, we need a decent haircut, so I'll just look up short hairstyles on the interweb, then ignore the pictures and go with the typical activist blogger style instead. They are apparently the current year definition of a Stronk woman who is in need of attention. So, from an analysis, that means I have to shave one side of the head, have the hair drop down on the other side, around neck length. Perfection if I do say so myself. Oh, and I nearly forgot. The constipated stern face of anger, or a sneer. Happiness is not allowed anymore, you know. If so, it's short-lived, and only is a fleeting emotion. Well, I worked some more on this image. Let's take a look at how such a character is written. Men are the worst. Thus it's important to be strong and independent, which is reflected in the androgynous adventure outfit. The next important part is to have her be full of scorn, rejecting her old life and responsibilities, and being very, very angry about how much she hated it. As an added bonus, she had to be emotionally betrayed by a man. And I forgot to give her a perky sidekick, which can be used for queer baiting. Give her a strained relationship with her father, whom she also despite. These features she has, and despite these features, she has to be a master of everything, and with mostly informed flaws, such as being an ace pilot or extremely good at kicking ass. We also cannot let her get hurt and have too many obstacles to overcome. This is all in service of catering to a crowd that has no resources to invest in said media. A very important feature I cannot adequately show without sequential art is some of the backstory. So, the hero kept a secret from our strong female protagonist, which he finds out the moment he sacrifices himself for the kingdom and dies. It's not the death that made her resentful, but the secret being kept from her, because distrust. Naturally didn't know dead son of the king, kept the secret from his father, lived a double life. In grief, the king fired his most loyal servant, who also was in on the secret, put the daughter in charge, but she refused to take the role or execute her father. So she just left. The very important part about his backstory is that it should only take around 10 minutes to make her heel face turn. Even more jarring as we cut to the future, where she has somehow become a adventurer with a spunky female sidekick that might just be a love interest, because platonic relationships does not exist in the current climate. Shipping is the newest trend. That and the love triangle. Sure, it existed before, but now we have social media. No longer those people with those pesky fetishes have to hide under a rock. I should know because I draw people's desire over Patreon. Oh, did I mention that they also need to kill off the main villain? I know how to introduce a minor annoying one that is somehow more likable than my self-assured and cocky female protagonist. Naturally need to include more leftover from the previous hero, such as the wacky and slightly incompetent comic relief, the evil sorcerer that happened to be the main villain's sidekick. And due to the cataclysmic death of the original male protagonist, the world is dying, and our heroine has to carry the last embers into hell and back in order to restore the world. Naturally, she has to be very dismissive and condescending to everyone she meets from her past life, despite the very essence of the universe flickering out like a candle in the wind. At some point, she needs to face her greatest fear, which is being too great and having massive hidden powers and potential. She's just afraid to realize it. During all her encounters, it's also very important that her hardship is minimal, but this I mentioned earlier. She has to succeed almost instantly and almost never get hurt. The male hero who is eventually brought back from the dead can do all of the pesky bleeding and dying stuff. Because doing it twice makes it so much more dramatic. Take this formula and insert character names you have, and you have a great template for a fantastic Hollywood-style adaptation of a beloved franchise. Which one? It doesn't matter. As long as the woman is as flawless and the man dies, or is incompetent, nothing else matters. And like and follow me on social media, links down below. I'm your host Hasran, and signing out.